everyone. It's Angela with One Community, and we have the pleasure of sitting here with Brad York from the Arizona Broadway Theatre. Brad, tell us about the Arizona Broadway Theatre.
Well, I was just saying, as we were sitting here setting up for our little studio time, it's always great to do an interview at a theater because we've got all the accoutrements around too.
I have never looked so good. There's lighting.
ABT's been around 5 years. We consider ourselves dinner theater redefined. This was conceptualized by two performers in New York City. I was one of their neighbors, and we worked together. And at one point, the executive producer said to me, "You know, we're moving to Arizona." And I'd gone to ASU, and I said, "Well, what are you moving to Arizona for?" He goes, "To open a theater." And I was like, "Yeah, right." Well, 5 years later, nearly 500,000 people through the doors here at ABT. We've grown to be one of the largest producers of year-round live theater in the Valley. So it's an exciting place to be, and just love it. So excited to be part of the family here.
Well, quite an accomplishment, and you are doing theater not in the Central Core, where many of the other venues are located. You are out here in the West Valley.
Yep.
And has that proven to be any type of a challenge for you?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the growing pains of Phoenix, Arizona as the years have gone on. I was speaking with someone the other day who was talking about the fact that there are a lot of people who are unemployed currently and are looking for jobs. And they've had job offers that are outside of their 15-mile radius, and they don't want to drive that far in order to get the job. So yes, I mean, being in the West Valley has been a challenge. We certainly built this on the foundation that your 55-plus retirement community would be interested in dinner theater because it's two birds with one stone.
Sure.
But I think that what we've grown to know is that what we offer as an experience that is different than what people have had as dinner theater in the past. We need to reach other markets, the central corridor of Phoenix, edges of Tempe and Scottsdale, downtown as they're trying to revitalize that over the years. It's really interesting. We really are only 30 minutes from downtown, especially with the loop systems and everything moving so quickly, as opposed to being out in the farther East Valley.
Sure. It
takes a long time to get in. But it has been a challenge. We have a wonderful subscription base, and of course our clientele has been great supporters of ABT in the last 5 years.
So in talking about your clientele and who your subscription base is, I know that you are specifically targeting the gay and lesbian community as well.
We are. We're making an effort to reach into many communities, and the greater Phoenix LGBT community is very important to us, predominantly because, as you and I have talked about, they're a demographic group that has the ability to have some disposable income. I'd hate to say that us gays like theater, but we do. And it's, you know,
how stereotypical.
How stereotypical. You know, I think that it's a great opportunity for individuals outside of our area to look at an opportunity to have a full evening of theatrical enjoyment. You know, we have such great food, and we have such a great lineup of shows that it would be a mistake to not reach into the community and say, "Hey, come on out and see what we've got here." I mean, we're a safe place to be. Most of us who work here are actors from New York. It was started by actors. We certainly have a lot of actors coming and going, some of which are straight and some of which are gay, but we are an open community here ourselves, so why wouldn't we want to look at the community abroad and say, "Come be part of what we do here"?
Yes, and you're very welcoming.
Buying a vehicle is a pretty big decision. At Camelback Subaru, there is a difference. The difference is our commitment to you. We're here for you even after the sale, and if you ever need anything, contact me directly. Experience the difference, the Camelback Subaru difference.
So in talking about that, what does it mean for Arizona Broadway Theatre to be a One Community business member?
Well, it's been interesting in this last year. I started in this position in early 2010. And like I said, I'd gone to ASU and I'd been part of the community here in some ways, but never really entrenched. And I think that as I have gone out to a lot of the One Community networking events and the different sort of expos that you've had, is that there are what you have called allied businesses out there who are like ABT. You know, ABT doesn't consider itself a gay business or a straight business. It has a product which we think would be interesting to many people, including the LGBT community. One Community has provided us the opportunity to reach those people and have a conversation. And I think that you have, over the last year in our many conversations, tapped into the fact that that's what needs to be going on. How do we talk about engaging with each other, whether we are straight or gay? Where? Was it a coffee shop? Is it the dentist office? Is it the theater? I mean, does one couple who comes who's gay sit next to an older couple who isn't? How do we talk about that? How are people interacting? In the end, it all is just, to me, a big blue fuzz. You know, it's a bunch of people in an audience trying to enjoy an experience. And, you know, I've always said, as being myself, when I came out when I was 23, my dad was a little shocked, to say the least. You know, that if I were to line up the things that were important in my life and who I was going to be, being gay was going to be number 10. But then there were all those things leading up to that. That's the way I think about people coming and enjoying a show. It has nothing to do with where we are in our sexual orientation. It's how we live as a community and how we can engage with each other, especially in the arts, which is such an open and you know, welcoming part of our culture in general. Yeah.
Well, and I think I love what ABT has to offer, and that you have specifically been making sure that you are reaching out to a variety of diverse groups. You are definitely very aware that we as a community are a very multicultural, multifaceted community. And this truly is, I've had the pleasure of seeing shows here. You have top-notch theater. The food is really good. And it really is a wonderful experience. And so our hats are certainly off to you. But I do have to say, you've just done such a good job really specifically reaching into the diversity of the LGBT community and making sure that Arizona Broadway Theatre has gone above and beyond in making it so that this community really understands how welcome we are.
Correct. And, you know, as you were saying, I mean, it's not just one organization. It is a community of people.
It is a community. And,
you know, oftentimes when you and I go to different functions, whether it's for one community or a like organization, we often see a lot of the same people. Well, that gives us that many more opportunities to engage in and have a conversation with those advocates and allies out there as businesses that want to and understand what you have always considered the purchasing power of our demographic, and I think it's important for us to continue to do it. You were commenting on reaching in, and I would say, you know, I learned over the years that being gay did not classify me in one section of that community. That within our community we have so many different scales, and who likes to go do this or do that, or what is stereotypical or not stereotypical. And what you and I have talked about is the fact that we are a suburban set theatrical organization, and like I said, a very large one in the Valley, and that we have gay couples out here married to each other, have children, long-term relationships, Sun City West, even older couples who've been together for 40, 50 years, that we want to reach them and let them know that this is a safe place to come. You know, the two moms, two dads, do they have kids? We have our Academy for Young Performers here. It's an educational program. We have our Theater for Young Audiences. And, you know, we don't miss a day in the national dialogue that you and I aren't hearing about either gay marriage or adopting of children, or we don't hear in our own personal lives our friends who are wanting to have kids, and whether they're going through, you know, artificial insemination or however they do it, but there's families being born that used to just be two, a man, two men, and two women, and they had their lives, and sometimes their lives were not out in the open. Well, now our lives are out in the open, and our kids' lives are out in the open, and we're living in suburban America, you know, next door to, was it Ozzie and Harriet? Yeah.
It is us, right. I remember Happy Days.
Yeah, I remember Happy
Where's
Days.
the Fonz or
Yeah.
But
and we really want them to be able to come and enjoy it and have their kids enjoy. I mean, we've talked about the fact that family is center stage at ABT. Well, that means that mom and dad, or two moms, two dads, have a date night. They can enjoy their time out. Then with the kids, they can come and enjoy our programs, and really it's really family centric, and that family has lots of different faces.
Well, it does, and we are a diverse community in Phoenix and within the LGBT community. And what I love in our conversation is that you are saying there really is something here for everyone.
Absolutely.
It really is come one, come all. That is what makes a strong community. That is what makes a very strong family. And it is an absolute delight to sit here with you today.
Thank you.
We really enjoy our partnership, and we encourage everyone, if you have not been to the Arizona Broadway Theatre, please call this man, Brad York. you need to get out here. This is a great experience, certainly for you and your significant other, but I also think it's a great way to get together with a group of friends and come out with 8 or 10 folks and really just have a great time. And the food is very good. If I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Brad, as always, it is a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody.